Baba Booey. Oh my God. Episode 3 of Easy Mode, the podcast where we talk about all things gaming.
That's your host, Delay Dale, the girl from the Vale who loves a sail.
And that's Henry K. He only knows how to relax when he's sleeping.
It's true. And this is Easy Mode, the gaming podcast.
With your favorite professional casual gamers.
Us. Our games may be cozy, but our minds are far from it. Am I right?
Honestly, these beanies, we look cozy, but underneath, chaos.
It's true. It's all an illusion of comfort.
But you are looking
Dale,
so cozy, and I love it.
Thanks. So are you.
Thank
I love
you.
your yellow beanie.
I love yellow beanie.
How's your week been? What are you playing? What's going on?
I've had a great week. I have been kind of, especially diving into this episode on us talking about cozy games, I've been playing some cozy games. I have been playing a game called Grizz, which I will, talk about later, but it's wonderful. What have you been playing?
This week I've dived into Divinity.
Oh, okay.
Divinity 2. I have it on Nintendo Switch, but I also recently rebought it on PC because I wanted to play it on a more visual platform that ran it better. But I've been diving into that. I love the story. I'm loving the styles of fighting. I've been having a blast. So it's been great.
I love that. Like I said earlier, this episode is all about cozy gaming and everything. So why don't we just dive right into it?
Yeah, if you have a blanket, you have some coffee, you have some tea, get that right now because we are diving into some cozy
Two beverages in hand,
content.
get cozy.
Yes, exactly how I go. It is a force that cannot be stopped. It is a growing sector of the gaming industry, and it is a genre that we both love, Dale. Cozy gaming, cozy core, cozy everything is an unstoppable force in gaming. But I think it's a lot different than a lot of people think, don't you?
No, absolutely. And it's amazing to see the rise of cozy genre, this whole cozy core. I love it. But, oh gosh, and we both do love it, dear to our heart.
Yes, and we see it all over TikTok. We see it all over Hover. We see it everywhere. But I don't think it's quite what people think. It's not all farming sims, right? There's the games are changing.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. There's this huge misconception about cozy games. First of all, that only females can play them. Not true. And that it's only farming simulators. Not true. We are going to dive into some topics today. We're going to talk about games. And there's a huge genre. Cozy is not just a game. Cozy is how you feel. It's a vibe. These games are a vibe. And, just diving right into it. These games come from indie studios, and they can take risks that big AAA studios can't. And that's why these cozy games are rising and they're finding more success. It's because through these risks, they're able to reach not only a larger audience, but find a need that is not being fulfilled by these big gaming companies.
Totally agree and totally understand and see that. I mean, large major studios that are publishing games like Halo, Call of Duty, things like World of Warcraft, Overwatch, they don't really have the time and resources to invest in publishing smaller games with a different sort of revenue intention and different impact. It's sort of a different business model, but you're right. These games always do come from indie developers, and it is a need that is being answered by these indie developers that those big studios can't. I think it's fantastic and good for them. Way to go. You get out there and get that bag, indie developers, because you deserve it.
No, honestly, they do deserve it. They're also so underrated. A lot of people won't play anything that's not indie, but they're missing out on this amazing. There's so many different types of indie games too. It's not even just cozy. You're doing yourself a disservice by not even looking out and seeing these amazing publishers.
The prime example of a cozy game that has taken the industry by storm and is just a force to be reckoned with, a game we both love, Stardew Valley. Most people know what that is. Most people have played it. Most people have it. We love it. And that is probably the best example of a game that is made by one person, Concerned Ape, that has surpassed the popularity and power of often large studios on the Nintendo Switch store when it first hit the Switch store, and still even to this day, it is on the top 10 best-selling games on that platform.
And what's amazing about that game, it's not even just the game, it's the community. Not only is the game wholesome, you can play your own pace and whatever you do, but the community has made so many mods for the game, so it's always ever changing, and it's just this indie developer, a single person, created something that has made such a large impact on so many people. And then the community has gone and come together, and there's a whole wiki for it. There's so many different mods. There's so many ways of playing, and there's so many ways of memeing, because, you know, people love to meme. So like, it's amazing. You cannot have the same kind of reaction or the same kind of gameplay from, you know, like I'm sorry, but from Call of Duty. It's first of all, completely different genre. But like in a smaller, like indie studio, they can take bigger risks, and I love that. I'm so excited to talk about all these games.
I'm so excited. And then also too, they keep it's much easier to add to a game like Stardew Valley or something that's a lot simpler or more accessible coding wise. It's a lot easier to add and grow those games than it would be to add to like a major like AAA game or something of that genre. Like DLC and addition is easy. Than it would be for those larger games. And also I have to say too, it's the games are, I mean, they're a very different style. The cozy games have a definite vibe, as you said at the beginning, and it's just a different form of storytelling and gaming. And it's a thing all of its own.
Yeah. And often these games, they make you feel seen because they touch on different topics that are not like, again, you know, talked about like, I know we keep going back to like first person shooters, but that's what's really big right now. Whereas like some cozy games, like they talk about grief or, you know, like loss, love. It's the way the storytelling, the art that's like hand drawn or the music. Sometimes like I just play a game and I just listen to the soundtrack. Like I'm already getting goosebumps thinking about some soundtracks. Not even gonna lie to you, but it's amazing. And I don't know if we've touched on this yet, but cozy games are often more affordable than some of like the big ones. So for example, like Stardew, how much I think it's on sale right now, but it's not super expensive. I think it's like less than 20 bucks. And that's Canadian for me. But like when the Cyberpunk came out, it was like $80 plus. I was like, whoa, you know. So sometimes in what's affordable to you and what makes you feel comfortable and seen, like indie games are there for you. And there's so many different genres of it too.
Yeah, the affordable cost sort of lets you come in more an accessible rate and really feel less pressure to have a certain experience or promised experience through the game. You know, if I paid a few dollars for a game, and I know for some people that might be a lot, but you know, I'm more open to enjoying it, and as opposed to be like, oh, I have to have a good time because I paid a lot of money for this game. It sort of takes off that pressure. And then, yeah, I completely agree. The topics in those games, often topics of grief, things that are personal to the developers. I think that is you know, a shared experience that, you know, a lot of people can connect to. So it's nice to see that and have that in a very personal, detailed and specific way.
And what's really nice about these games is you can go at your own pace. You know how like it's also one of those games that you don't have to play with people. You can choose to play with people if they do have like a co-op mode, like Stardew has like co-op farming, which has never worked for me because I'm too much of a capitalist. I can't. I'm an optimizer.
We should play together.
But we would, our farm would be making that
That's
money.
all I want.
But I love that about games. So sometimes I just want to unwind. Like sometimes I just don't want to talk to anybody. And I like that I can just like listen to the soundtrack, be immersed in this world, and just kind of go at my own pace. And I like how these games put the focus on you and your experience and your gameplay. And it's not so much driven by an objective. It's not so much driven like team-based, you know, different genres and everything. So it meets a need for people who aren't looking for that kind of stuff. You know, people who just like want to relax, and maybe they aren't as competitive, you know, like throwing it back to what our whole podcast is about. Casual, professionally casual. They do lean more on casual. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I love that it's growing, and I love that it's becoming more mainstream. Like these games, these developers do need more recognition.
Yes, and I think they're getting it, and I'm excited to see the sector of gaming grow as a whole. I think there's going to be a lot of potential. I think we're going to see some of the bigger studios jump into it as well. I'll be intrigued to see what that brings. But even that one game, I don't know if you've seen it on TikTok, it's like a sim style game, but definitely appears more on the cozy vibe, but is very more customizable and more personal. I'll have to look it up during one of our breaks, but people are like, this is competitive for Sims, and it's a lot more unique, personal, and interesting, and it's sort of from a not as big studio, so it's intrigued. You know, we're seeing these games get up there.
Yeah. And anybody can play these games, regardless of your age, your gender, like anything. Like these games are accessible to all, which is it's amazing.
Yes, and that actually brings up a great point, Dale. It is for everyone, and a lot of times these smaller games have a lot of inclusivity in them. They're very accessible, but also the characters are diverse. The experience is diverse. So as you said, anyone can play in the way they want to. The characters are different ages, they're different life experiences, they're different orientations, they're different identities. And these indie games pop those things in there like it's nobody's business. It's easy, it's flawless, it's seamless. And it's so nice to see that so much more frequently than in those big titles.
Yes, I 1,000% agree.
And actually, a great resource for that, for anyone who's listening and or watching, there's a great Twitter called _wholesome_games. They have a Twitter page that's really like their big account, and also have a YouTube page, but they have a great feed of them curating a lot of these cozy, wholesome games. Though cozy does not always mean wholesome. They have a fantastic list for you on that page. So if you're like, oh, I could use something cozy. Oh, I just finished this, I want to move to something else. They literally have an endless list. And I would definitely recommend checking them out and giving them a follow, because I didn't even know there were so many games. I didn't know I had this many options.
Yeah, there is a lot.
There is a lot.
And I love that there are so many new cozy content creators that are coming up, you know, like especially it's becoming so big on Twitch too. The rise of cozy. You do not need to be this like high energy, like FPS playing only to succeed. Like cozy games are here to stay. They've made their name and they're only going to rise. They are really proving to be a very like competitive and like forceful, like, like genre that's making its way in gaming. And I'm honestly so excited to see how much more it's going to rise, because we're only going to get more games. Like, I'm already getting goosebumps thinking about Haunted Chocolate.
Oh my
gosh,
like,
are you kidding
can't
me?
Wait for chocolate.
You know, I literally
here.
can't wait. I literally can't wait. If they have co-op, we should do it together.
Please. I'm getting it first day, like ASAP.
Oh,
I'm
me
like,
too.
we'll drop the link, Concerned Ape, right now. I'm ready to play.
Yeah. Concerned Ape, if you are listening to this podcast, which you should be, I love you so much.
You.
Please, we literally love you so much. Can you maybe let us, demo the game?
Yeah.
Try it out.
As opposed to dropping screenshots, can you just drop the link, please? I'll
drop
test
the link,
it
babe.
for
Drop
you.
The links.
I don't know what else you want from me. I'll do whatever. I just want to play.
Yes. I'm so excited. I think we've talked a lot about like the genres of cozy. We touched on like the different like risks that can be taken. Yeah. But as we segue more into this episode, we're definitely going to go into some topics about like escapism.
Oh yeah,
which is really cool.
Can't wait to dive in.
And I cannot wait. And we're going to really tackle some games later. Not tackle so much as put the spotlight on them. We're going to go like head on like football. You're going to throw the fist down. I'm really excited.
Me too. Let's get going.
And we're back. Hi.
Hello.
So, okay, this next segment, I really want to talk about like escapism in games. So, like, okay, what is escapism? And who's playing these cozy games? For myself, I'll use myself as an example. I work a very draining corporate job. So I need to escape my sad reality, and I like to escape. No, honestly, but like
I get it.
You get it. I like to play these games where I can escape my real life and immerse myself in a world that I can control. Because sometimes I find that in my real life, I don't have this kind of control. And in these games, or especially Stardew, for example, you could play at your own pace, but I play like an optimizer. I still do find a little bit of like. It's like I'm a little farmer and this is what I want to create, or some other games that I'm trying to play. I like feeling like I'm not on Earth, but I'm in the game.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like I just wanted to escape my stress. I want to leave all of my troubles behind me, and I want to immerse myself and just be fully captivated in not only the art but the music and the experience. And that's why I go to cozy games. So do you have anything like that for yourself?
I mean, yeah, I totally agree. When I'm in the game, I like live the life as. I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, which has limited my experience with a lot of other games because I don't play it. I play every game the same single way every time. But like in Stardew Valley, I'm like, if I was a little farmer, what would I do? And what would I be like? What would be important to me? So like, I always have lots of chickens and ducks because I love birds. And I'm like, I got to make sure everyone gets their gift, because if I just had gifts
make sure you pet them daily.
Yes, exactly. If I had just had gifts to give, like I would just do it all the time, and that's who I would want to be in this town. And it's always just an extension of myself, in a nice reality where I don't have as many bills and or have to take the public transit to get to work stressfully every day. And it's so nice to sort of like to live that extended reality, we'll say, for me.
I love that. It's escapism is so much more than just logging into a game. It's how much do you want to kind of connect with not only your characters in Stardew and whatever in game, you can like customize your character. Maybe you want to like create the character to be somebody who's completely different to who you are in person, but it helps me relax. And I know it helps a lot of people relax as well. So I know that you have some information, so some stuff that you've done some research for this on. Shockingly, I may know how to read a thing or two. As we're talking about this, and we're talking about the industry and sector growing, and I thought just, what are the contributing factors? I mean, I feel like there's some obvious ones that you'd be like, oh, duh, this is obviously something people want. There's a need that needs to be filled, and that's why we see a lot of growth. But like, who is it? Who's playing these games? Who is the audience? Why is it getting bigger? And then what is sort of coming up and sort of what is going on in that space from a developer's perspective. So I did a little research, and in an interview with ABC, there's this guy named Matt White. He's the CEO of Whitethorn Digital. He previously made a game that you may have heard of. It's a photography game. Again, another cozy game, which I love, Pokemon Snap. You're taking pictures. What else is there? I love it.
And I take pictures for fun.
I love a paparazzi moment.
Oh, yeah. Like, what's she doing over there?
What is that Pikachu doing? Not the scandal.
The scandal, putting in the tabloids. But they have a photography game called Beast of Maravilla Island, which is like a very popular game of them. But since you are on Gamer Talk, you've probably seen this game called Lake. It's a game where you play as a postal worker in this gorgeous lakeside town, and it's sort of
that game is beautiful.
It's stunning. The soundtrack is great, and they're the developer of that game as well. He really says he got interviewed by ABC, sort of talking about cozy gaming, because that's how big it's getting. They're getting press. It's getting information. It's seeing the need is there. So Whitethorn Digital says that the purpose of their brand and company was to help people chill out. And for that to be sort of the mission statement for a company, Whitethorn being a little bigger than a lot of these indie developers, it's so nice to hear that is like a mission. And
that's amazing.
And that is a mission that is achievable with that unfortunate capitalist need that a business has to have.
No, of course. I mean, at the end of the day, you do need money to keep going, but it's nice that in their mission, they are focusing on chilling people out, because we're already stressed. The grips of capitalism are around our,
they're around my ankles, around my neck, around my wrist. I'm pinned.
I'm shackled. I'm shackled.
He said that his company publishes games that are designed for and I hate hearing this term, to be honest, because I hate to think that people's stresses are being capitalized on. But this is one I believe is beneficial. He says they work for the anxiety economy. Have you ever heard that?
I've never heard of this.
I know. Don't love hearing it, because I'm like, great. I'm being
I'm the target audience.
I'm the target audience for this right now. But their games target players who are stressed and also don't have a lot of time to dedicate to the hobby as much as they used to. So a lot of people in their research, a lot of millennials, aging millennials, and, as these audiences grow and get older, they obviously have a lot less time, but they're creating games in where they can still get a gaming experience, a enriching, fulfilling gaming experience, even if they don't have as much time. And again, I hate to bring it back to Stardew again, but I'll never hate to bring it back because I love Stardew. Is that,
I love Stardew again.
a day is what, 10 minutes, 12 minutes in the game? What is an actual like full day in Stardew Valley?
I don't know, because I'm always racing against the clock.
I'm up
running
till 1
back from mimes. You know what I mean? I'm always like 1:50, get in bed. Oh my god.
Ultimately, you can play a full day in Stardew Valley within a few minutes, and being able to do a few days in Stardew Valley is like a fulfilling gaming experience. So that time limit is being taken in consideration for the games and how the games work and how they're programmed. And I think that is, as much as we don't like hearing it, I kind of like it. Let me get that full experience in a short amount of time, and then I can come back and do it again a little later when my evening frees up. And then maybe I can play a few minutes before bed and still feel like I
a
got
few
something
minutes.
out of it.
You know you're not playing a few minutes.
Not
you know
me
you're not playing a few minutes.
personally, but other people may need
I
that.
mean, other people, yeah. Us, no.
We give up our sleep for that.
So what was like the first cozy game that you grew up with playing?
I would say the first. I mean, can't remember. I think it was GameCube. The first like cozy game was my Animal Crossing GameCube, and
Ooh.
unless there was an Animal Crossing on Nintendo 64. Am I crazy? I think
there
no, there
was.
was, but it wasn't. I wasn't released in the U.S. or something. Like it never like made it out or something, or did it? No, GameCube was the first one we had in the U.S. And that and unlike the ones we do now, and unlike how I play now, is I didn't realize you could like time skip. So I just played the day fully. So like I was just walking around the town. I wasn't doing anything besides like shaking some trees and hoping someone had an errand for me. Like there wasn't a lot else to do. What about you?
For me, I was obsessed with Harvest Moon. Like friggin' obsessed. I would look up online strategies on how to get like the person I wanted to marry me. You can have kids in that game. I loved it. I loved it so much. One day, I'm not even kidding you, I spent like 10 hours playing that game. I was just a kid. I had no job. Man, I really miss those days.
Oh my gosh, don't even get me started.
Like, if you're listening to this podcast, you're like, I can't wait to grow up. Well, guess what? You're not going to have as much time. And then you're going to be like targeted as an anxiety economy. So
those are preying on you.
Exactly. So for me, it was Harvest Moon. I love it. I have such good nostalgia from playing Harvest Moon.
I never got to play Harvest Moon. I did rent it a few times from our local Blockbuster. Shout out Blockbuster.
Oh my God. Shout out. Rest in peace.
But I didn't have it. I didn't own it, so I didn't have enough time to invest in it. So every time I like got it, I was like, oh, this is like a start from the beginning experience. I'm not really going to get too far into it. Because again, it wasn't a super fast-paced game, so you just kind of did what you had to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, it's sort of nice. Here's a question for you, Dale. You know, as this industry is going, do you have like cozy streamers you like to watch? Or is there anything like, what's your like cozy go-to like routine currently?
So I have a couple streamer friends who do cozy games. I don't like super watch because like I am always like multitasking and I can't listen to audio and also type. So I do like to tune in when I can. But for me, I like to just like on YouTube. I don't know if you know this YouTuber Cozy K.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
She sensational, like actually sensational, and she really dedicates her whole channel to just the cozy gamer. And she's made, when that whole Animal Crossing update came out, she made a post saying like, listen, we are cozy gamers, let's go at our own pace, don't feel the pressure to like catch up or feel behind. Like I really love the mission that she makes. Also shout out Cozy K. I don't know if you listen to this, but I love you.
Love you, Cozy K.
We love you, Cozy K.
Love the aesthetic.
If I'm looking for anything like super specific for cozy games, I usually go to her because she does like reviews and stuff. But for myself, like something else that I do is like go on Steam, or I'll look at like games that are similar to what I've purchased before, and then they like recommended for you. That's kind of what I do. In terms of like what I do if I'm like wanting to just relax, I put myself on Do Not Disturb, as I normally am, and then I just I literally just put on a game. I put the volume up max, so I can just listen to the music, and then I vibe out.
Nice.
I love to vibe out. There ain't no shame in that.
I freaking love that. When I think to me, cozy gaming is not that different from like everyone having their favorite TV show or reading like your favorite book. It's sort of that same space, but in sort of the gaming space, like where it's you go to it, you know what you're gonna get, you know the experience, and it's somewhere where you can sort of like just be free. Like I can play a game and it's my cozy game and it's going to be, I know what I'm going to get out of it. And I think it's going to be nice. And I know I'm getting what I need from that experience. And I think that's so great.
Also,
go ahead.
Your heart rate never spikes when you play a cozy game.
Yeah. Except for when you're running to bed in Stardew Valley, no other time.
That's the only time for me that my heart rate just spikes. But every other time I'm like, am I calm? Because this is not normal for me.
Imagine being calm. It couldn't be us.
Imagine us being calm. But I love this.
Yeah, I think ultimately it's a safe space and a feeling, a vibe, you could say.
It's a vibe, you know?
that you could always count on. And I think that is what another contributing factor to the success of this.
Yes. So in our next segment, we're going to go over some games that we both love, games that we're really looking forward to, and games that you should keep on your radar for cozy games. Because I play a lot of cozy games, and Henry, I got some stuff that I'd love to share with you.
I don't play enough, so I can't wait to hear about it, Dale.
And we're back.
Yes, Dale, as I said, I don't play a lot of cozy games, so tell me, what are you playing? What do I need to go to Steam to get right now? What are your recommendations? Let me know. Tell us.
Oh my gosh. Okay, first of all, these are games that I either have on my radar or I have personally tried out. This first game, I cannot recommend this game enough. It's called Grizz or Gris, Gris. Grizz. I say Grizz. It's a game like no other. So you know how we've all experienced loss and there's the 5 stages of grief?
Mm-hmm.
This game goes through the 5 stages of grief. It has little to no text, nothing. There's no dialogue. You play as a girl, and as she goes on through these challenges and these obstacles, her dress transforms to be able to get her to go through these different puzzles. The music, oh my God, I'm getting the goosebumps thinking about this. The music is so captivating. Like the soundtrack is so emotional. You can, if you have ever experienced any form of loss in your life, you know, maybe it's from a loved one or, you know, like apart from a friend, anything. This game will really resonate with you. And the artwork, I cannot say enough good things about it. Also, it's currently on sale, so I don't know if when this episode comes out, if it'll still be on sale, but it's totally worth the price. Amazing. Like, actually amazing. I highly recommend it, Henry. Like, I literally, I cannot. I literally cannot.
It right after
I was playing it again last night, and I was like, oh my God. I was telling my parents that they should play. It's one of those games that, like, there's no language boundary. Like, there's no, like, thing. The only thing that they tell you is just, like, simple controls. Like it shows you, like, press a space or whatever, but that's it. And I love that game, anybody can play it. If English is not your first language, you can still play this game. And I love that. Love that.
Can't wait.
You have to get it. Another game that I've been playing is called Cozy Grove. So Cozy Grove is this game which you play as a spirit scout. And you,
I've heard of this one.
And so basically you're on this like a little island and spirits come and they have like little tasks for you and you're basically trying to help them like move on to the after, like just, you know, pass. But the game, they say it's in real time. There's no such thing as time crime like there is with Animal Crossing. So you should, they say like it's optimized for 1 to 2 hours of gameplay a day. So if you're somebody who likes to just like check in, I would recommend it. It's also available on Nintendo Switch. So I like it so far.
Love that.
The music,
that sounds essential cozy.
It honestly is. I picked it up and I was like, excuse me, am I enjoying this? Like I was concerned because I'm like, I'm a little bit skeptical, but another game that I like is, do you like storytelling games?
I do love a story game.
So
yes.
This game is a side-scrolling adventure. It has a heartwarming story about learning to love yourself. I have started it, but I've not finished it. It is called What Comes After. It's available on Nintendo Switch. And if you want to feel something, all of these games have a lot of feelings. And there's a theme about cozy games. It's also like you need to address some things that you don't want to talk about. You know, like let the game help you go through that.
Feelings are good and you should feel them.
And you can cry in private. Like there's no shame in crying.
Yeah.
And I have like one final game to tell you. I don't know if you've heard about this game. It's also a Canadian game. Like shout out to Canada.
Shout out Canada. We love a Canada.
Have you heard
here.
of the game Celeste?
I have seen Celeste, a platformer, if I'm not mistaken.
It is a platformer,
right?
yes.
Interesting.
So I added this game into like what I recommend for cozy games because of the overlining message of the story. So you do play as Madeline, who makes her way up the mountain Celeste, avoiding all these obstacles who are thrown at her. So the overlining message of the game is about overcoming yourself, which can be difficult. You must move forward in life even when you're afraid. And this game, it resonates with me. I started it, have not beaten it. Honestly, some levels are quite challenging, but they do align with our own life challenges, and we just have to keep moving. We just have to keep moving. So for every game that I've recommended for you, there's an overlining message, an overlining theme, and if anything, it like helps heal your heart, right? It's almost like free therapy that you kind of paid for.
It's not free, you paid for it, but it's also not therapy, but it's also helpful.
Exactly. It's exactly the opposite of what I said, but kind of not.
But also, yes, correct. I think it's great. I mean, I love that. I'm going to add these to my Steam wish list right after so I don't forget. But also, I think you make a great point. The feeling your feelings is good. It's nice. And being able to do it through gaming is even better. I'd rather do it through there than
It's a
other
much
places,
healthier way to just feel. You know, there's no judgment. And these developers, they put in so much work into creating something that was, a reflection of what they were going through as well and wanting to help people. These games just show that the trials that you're going through or the trials and tribulations of your life are not limited to you. There are people who also feel the same as you do. And kind of going back to like what we talked about in episode 2, you're never alone. In these games, you will find comfort.
Yeah, for sure. And the ends you mentioned, these developers are doing it. I do want to give some shout outs to some studios / publishers that I think you should keep an eye out if you like this sort of work. Chucklefish, I'm a huge fan of, a UK-based publisher. They really focus on pixel games, a very popular style for cozy games, as we know. They put out a lot of fantastic work, and they sort of get it to everyone. So if you follow Chucklefish, I love them. They're actually great on Twitter, and they really keep everyone updated with what they do. And if they don't, again, put out Witchbrook soon, I will fly to the UK and get myself a copy. Break into the office, like spy style, pop it on a USB. I hope a USB big enough. This is if you work at Chucklefish, this is a threat. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I don't do illegal things. Of course, as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, Whitethorn Games sort of, as they said, are directly curating and creating content for this culture and genre. So keep an eye out on them. And then also 2 other things. I can't go with this episode, and we've already shown this creator a lot of love, but Concerned Ape, support everything he's doing, mainly because he is giving it back to the people and doing it for us.
He did it all himself.
I couldn't be any more grateful for him doing this, really just because of what an impact this game has had, even just on me personally. So whatever he's doing, support him, follow him,
we're excited.
Check it out. He's very communicative.
Also, we're excited for Haunted Chocolatier. So again, Concerned Ape, please give us some details. Drop it.
We're here and we're waiting. We love chocolate and ghosts.
Yeah, we love you.
Yes. And then I think you maybe had 2 you wanted to shout out.
Yeah, so I really want to talk about Extremely OK Games. Again, Canadian developer. Spry Fox as well. The visual art that you've created, the atmosphere of your games. You make games that are so different and so beautiful, and thank you to all of these amazing developers for all that you do for us. Honestly, then it does not go unnoticed.
Yes, everyone, make sure you follow these like the developers, the publishers, the sort of like companies they're on social media, and they provide a lot of updates and a lot of great comms on what they're doing and what they're working on. There's a lot to learn there, a lot to see. They're on there as well as just the gaming the games have their own, social presence, but the people who are making them are on there too. And you could meet a lot of people, learn about a lot. It's a great way sort of to support those specific places that aren't necessarily getting the main attention. I do want to shout out one game, Dale. I do have a cozy game I'm excited for to come out. Very popular on TikTok a while back. They got a lot of press because they started, I think it was a GoFundMe or one of those fundraising pages to support the game. They immediately met the goal. They set a lot of extension goals, which were also like almost all met. You can wishlist it on Steam right now, actually, and that's called Coral Island. It sort of has that Stardew Valley playstyle farming romance simulator. But I think there's a lot more to it. It's based on an island. It's sort of a chibi 3D.
Ooh, you got me a chibi.
Art style, chibi-ish. And then it's going to be coming out soon. There's a lot of diversity, a lot of great romance options, and a lot of interesting storytelling, it looks like. So I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen. This game got huge press, a lot of funding, and I want them to succeed so bad. I want them to get the success that they got in support. So check out Coral Island. It is available for wishlist on Steam. I think I already have it wishlisted.
I'm going to wishlist it right now.
Go look at it. It's I can't believe it's like it went from like needing funding to like cozy game phenomenon. Can't wait.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Okay, so if you've listened to any of these and you think that we've missed a cozy game, please tweet us, because I always want to know about new games, and I also want to know your experience with these games too.
Yeah. If you know a game and I need to be playing it and you're not telling me,
tell me.
I will find you.
You need to tell me. You need to tell me, because I only know so much. I only know so much, and I only know my 2 brain cells worth. So
our socials are in the show notes, our personal ones as well. So tweet us directly if we said something that you like, want to hear, don't remember what we said. We're on there.
We're everywhere.
Reach out.
Reach out to us. No, I'm so excited. Thank you for that recommendation. I'm gonna be adding it to my wish list for sure. Wish list. What was that? Wish list.
Oh, your wish
My
list.
wish list. I'm gonna add it for sure. And again, Concerned Ape, please hear our pleas. We love you.
We love you so much.
It's amazing how the cozy games wave is growing more and more popular, and all of these new games from these indie studios are taking risks and waves we've never seen before. These games will only continue to be growing, and new games will be launching. I am so friggin' excited for the rise of cozy gaming. It's already going. We're only going to see a rise, and I'm going to be along for the ride because honestly, between you and I and everybody who's listening right now, I have a little bit of a secret to share, and it might not be so secretive because I feel like you guys know, but I need to relax. I need to relax.
No.
I know. I need to relax.
No. I'm shocked. I can't believe you've said this.
I need to relax.
I'm distressed by this new information that did not expect. But Dale, I think I will hop on the cozy game train with you. I definitely could use a lot more less trauma from gaming. So I think I'll be getting on that cozy train with you, and starting with all these games that you suggested, of course. I can't wait.
Grizz for sure. Start with Grizz.
Yes. If you are a cozy gamer and you like this week's episode or know someone who wants to get into cozy gaming, make sure to send them this episode. We are available on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to podcasts. There are definitely some great recommendations here for them. That could be great. And of course, we want to get the word out about the show. So if you share that, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We are also on all socials as EasyMode Show. And follow us on there too. Keep up with us, chat with us. We'll be there posting a variety of content, responding to tweets, tweeting out some fun news, more game recs, and a lot of other stuff. So make sure to check us out. We're on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and everywhere else. There's social handles. We just want the titles. We just want to be easy mode on everything.
We secured easy mode on everything. You filed a what?
I filed. I filed for the LLC. We got that too.
So Henry, to wrap up this episode, tell us what games you're excited for to play after we stop recording.
Well, I already have an eye on my Switch, which is right to the left of me on the couch, where I will go check out some of those games you recommended specifically for Switch because I want to get back in bed after the show. But probably going to hop on some Stardew, and I'm very excited for that. But non-Stardew related, I have been jumping back in this week a little bit more into the Back 4 Blood. It was a very popular release on beta.
Yes.
That's been sort of a fun one. And then ultimately, confession, my cozy game that I play when I need to just never think about anything again, a game I know you play as well, is The Forest. I know it's sort of a weird cozy game to have, but when I play that, I'm just oh, we're being attacked by cannibals. Let me just let me defend,
let me defend my life.
Let me chop them trees. I don't have to think while I'm playing that game. I don't know what it is that brings me peace in there, but I could do it. I could survive on the island, and I survive in that game like nobody's business. What about you, Dale? What are you going to play?
I think I'm going to turn on Cozy Grove again because I want to just, unwind a little bit. But I also, I want to start playing some Spiritfarer. Have you heard of this game?
Yes, and I don't play it for the reason you're going to tell us about.
What do you mean you don't play for the reason? What are you talking about?
It's sad.
Oh, it is sad. I think I play a lot of sad games because I'm sad. But honestly, this game is beautiful. It was gifted to me on my birthday a year ago, and I've only heard amazing things about it. It is a game about grief too. So I'm really excited. I've seen some gameplay about it. It's beautiful, and it's a sim game. So managing, me and managing stuff.
You love it.
I love to management in games because I can't manage my life.
There we go. Escapism.
Exactly. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. It's been a blast. We'll be back again on Monday with a new episode. On EasyMode.
Thanks for a great show, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye. Is it okay that I said Monday? I think Mondays should be.
Yeah.